In Primary 6, we are going to look at patterns and relationships. This involves shapes, numbers, and a variety of different pictorial patterns. First thing we're going to look at is shapes. These are quite simplistic, just takes a little bit of thinking. You have a look at part A, you've got a triangle, a circle, and a square. It goes back to triangle, circle, and the children will need to work out what the next shape would be. And hopefully they would realise that it was a square. Other ones, they might have shaded boxes that they have to continue. So this one we have bottom left, bottom right, top left, bottom left. What would come next? Bottom right. So they have to draw the shape and colour in the correct box. On to numbers here. They are looking to see what the difference between the numbers is to find out what they are doing each time. So hopefully they would realise that 3 to 6 is 3 jumps, 6 to 9 is 3 jumps, 9 to 12 is 3 jumps. So the missing number is 12 add 3, which is 15, or the 3 times table they might have realised. And part B starts at 7, goes to 17, so they should realise that that is adding on 10. This time the missing numbers are in the middle of the sequence, so 17, do the same again, add on 10, would be 27, add on 10 is 37, add on 10 is 47, so the sequence would work with adding on 10. So they go back and they fill in the correct numbers. It's a bit of trial and error involved as well. On to the actual pictorial patterns here. They may have to fill in grids or tables related to what they can see. So here is pattern number 1. We've got to work out how many dots. So that one's quite straightforward. There's only 1 dot in pattern 1. Pattern 2, how many dots have we got? 1, 2, 3. So you'd record that down. Pattern 3, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's pattern 3. Pattern number 4, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What the children then have to do is look at these numbers and see if they can find a pattern to be able to work out what number 5 is going to be. So what they may do is decide to draw the pattern out. So they've maybe looked, there's 1 dot there, there's 2 dots at the bottom in that one, there's 3 dots at the bottom of that one, 4 dots at the bottom of that one. So to match them up, this one would be 5 dots along the bottom. And then you would fill in, getting 1 less each time. Then they could count them and fill it in. What we try to get the children to do, however, is to notice the pattern before that. So they're looking at the numbers to see if they can notice what's happening each time. So from 1 to 3, they're jumping 2. From 3 to 6, they're jumping 3. From 6 to 10, they're jumping 4. So 2, 3, 4. They should realise, hopefully, that they would jump 5 spaces. So our missing number is 15.
When calculating the percentage of a given amount using a calculator, we always teach that the pupil would divide the amount by 100 and then times by the percentage they are trying to find. So, for example, when finding 25% of £90, for example, you would do £90 divided by 100 and then times that by 25. So the answer is 22.5, which in money terms is £22.50. Another example, if you're finding 32% of £110, so we start again with our amount, so 110 divided by 100, and then we times that by 32. So also, when using a calculator to calculate percentages of given amounts, we sometimes, once pupils are familiar with the dividing by 100 and multiplying method, introduce some quick tricks or quicker methods to get there. So for example, if you are finding 50%, you obviously divide the amount by 2. 25% you can divide it by 4, 10% you divide by 10, and 20% you divide by 5. So for example, if we are coming to find 50% of £630 on our calculator, we would type in the starting amount, 630, and to find 50% we divide by 2. So that would be £315. And if we were asked to find 10% of 720, to find 10% we can divide by 10. So on our calculator, we start with our £720, we divide by 10, and the answer is 72. So £72.